Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome, dear devotees. We are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 2, chapter number 5, the cause of all causes. Today we are starting from text number 16. All right, whoever is ready.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Text 16. Narayana paro yogo, Narayana param tapaha, Narayana param jnanam, Narayana paragati. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. All different types of meditation or mysticism are means for realizing Narayana. All austerities are aimed at achieving Narayana. Culture of transcendental knowledge is for getting a glimpse of Narayana. And ultimately, salvation is entering the kingdom of Narayana. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you. So here we see Brahmaji is continuing to speak to Narad Muni about the creation aspect. So he is offering his obeisances, he is offering the prayers, and he is glorifying the Supreme Lord. So we saw in text number 15 as well that how Brahmaji spoke that the Vedic literatures all are made by and meant for that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even the demigods were meant for serving that Supreme Lord. And the different planets and different sacrifices, they are all for that Supreme Personality of Godhead. And here, continuing the same theme, discussion is going on that all different types of meditation, mysticism, they are all also meant for Narayana. All austerities, also for Narayana. Cultural, transcendental knowledge, that is for the glimpse of Narayana. Here, we see the Supreme Lord is referred to as Narayan. In scriptures, you will see many different types or different times rather. Lord is referred to as Vishnu, sometimes Lord is referred to as Narayan, sometimes Lord is referred as Krishna. It's describing the same Supreme Personality of Godhead, but sometimes in a Narayan aspect, sometimes in Vishnu form, or sometimes in a Krishna form. Why it is like that? Why here, especially in these discussions happening by Brahmaji, is Narayan is mentioned? Because whenever Krishna's majestic aspect or opulences are described, that is more like a Narayan aspect, where Krishna's opulences, majestic aspect, and the mood of awe and reverence comes. When someone is very big, very great, then automatically a person will bow down before him. So whenever the majestic opulences are described, Narayan is mentioned. And here we see that all the majestic aspects are सारे Vedas उनके लिए है, demigods उनके लिए है, planets उनके लिए है, sacrifices उनके लिए है, यहाँ पे जो बताया गया है. So we see in a different examples. For example, a businessman, a person is a working person, a businessman. When a person is at home, that is the original person at home will be having playing with the family member or with the child. बच्चा उसके shoulder पे बैठेगा और इधर से उधर जाएगा, खेलेगा. The same businessman in the suit boot, he is going in the office and he will be working in the board meeting room, talking with the employees or manager. And the same businessman, sometimes he is being awarded like the best businessman of the year award, and then he will be called to that award ceremony where he is sitting on the stage and he is being glorified. Stage pe baitha hai. So in this analogy or the example, we can understand that how Lord is sometimes referred as Krishna, sometimes referred as Vishnu, and sometimes referred as Narayan. Narayan is like the businessman having the award ceremony, sitting on the stage, and all the glories of his business, all the money, and everyone follower, they are describing his glories, the opulences, majestic aspect of that businessman. तो वहां पे बैठा है, and automatically people will be bowing down to him because he is so great. When the same person, a businessman, from the award ceremony, he is going to workplace in his office and he is working with the employees. So Krishna, when he is working, is in a Vishnu form, because here Vishnu form we see in terms of Karno Dakshaya Vishnu, Shiro Dakshaya Vishnu, Garbho Dakshaya Vishnu. He does the task. He is in a working task of creation. So same person, but in the office he is working. So same Krishna, while doing the work of the creation, is referred to as Vishnu. When is described with all the opulences, is described as Narayan. And when the same businessman is at home, जब आराम से बैठे हैं अपने फैमिली के साथ, loving exchanges, reciprocation होता है, then he is in his original form, because originally he is a person, but he is performing the task of business, or he is getting the award ceremony. So in the same way, originally, Krishna is the supreme Lord, where he is having in Golok Vrindavan, in this reciprocal pastimes with loving exchanges with his devotees, cowherd boys, gopis. That is the original form of Krishna. That's like home, businessman at home. But we don't see that cowherd boys, they go to Narayan and Vishnu and uske shoulder pe haath rakhenge and they start playing. Because that time Krishna is exhibiting in a different form, or in a different mood. The task is different. So we can understand by this analogy that how sometimes the same Lord is referred as Vishnu, Narayan, or Lord Shri Krishna. Here, the first line of the translation, if you see, Narayana Paro Yogo. Whenever we hear the word yoga, it's the the imagination or the comes in mind. Yoga matlab kya? Sab postures or asana. That is what generally people refer to as term yoga. But what Prabhupada has translated here, yoga, as concentration of mind. If you see the word to word translation, Prabhupada writes, yoga means concentration of mind. Here we see, jaise, anyway, general term, yoga means what? Yoga, yoga means to union or to link the mind with the Supreme Lord. That is called yoga. And that people's general understanding of yoga is just one aspect of Ashtanga yoga. यम नियम आसन प्राणायाम जो 8 limbs of अष्टांग योगा है, उसमें से एक जो आसना है, यम नियम आसना, the third aspect, that is the postures or that is the exercise. But generally people think yoga means all in all, where you do some different exercises. Or we have Nikki Mataji here in our group, she is a yoga teacher as well. So that is what yoga teacher means. People think that postures, asanas, that particular limbs of the Ashtanga yoga. But here, Prabhupada have mentioned yoga as the completeness of this, the meditation, the concentration of mind with the Supreme Lord, Shri Krishna. And that is called the linking of our concentration, our consciousness with that. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that there are two types of meditation process, Ashtanga Yoga and Sankhya Yoga. He is mentioning. But the goal of that, by performing that, the goal of Ashtanga Yoga or Sankhya Yoga is one will be progressing towards the Brahma Jyoti. But that Brahma Jyoti is not the ultimate aim of all the progressive path. The ultimate is to understand that Brahma Jyoti, either it could be Ashtanga Yogi or it could be Sankhya Yogi, but that understanding the path of liberation, reaching to Brahma Jyoti, is just incomplete. The ultimate destination is going to Krishna. And that's why the last line, if you see, Narayana Para Gati. Gati means the destination, the ultimate aim, reaching. So Narayana Para Gati is the ultimate aim, destination is to reach Lord Shri Krishna. Here, Prabhupada, second and third line of the translation, if you see, Narayana Param Tapa, Narayanam Param Jnana, or Narayana Paro. The same word Prabhupada has translated in English in different meaning. Word is same in Sanskrit, Narayana Param, lekin translation is different. अब देखो इंग्लिश में even the yoga, we can say yoga as the asana or something, but Prabhupada has translated that yoga as concentration of mind. So very expertly, if you see word to word translation, what Prabhupada has done, very amazingly, he has described into the context of the whole discussion. And this is what the Acharya does. अभी जैसे हम किसी को बोलते हैं ना कि ये मोबाइल देना मुझे, when we say this, mobile, but what does word mobile means? Mobile means something which is movable. automobile, just for example. Mobile means something which can move. So in a broader context, we are also mobile, or the car is also a mobile because it can also move. But in our discussion, we are saying, mobile dena mujhe. That means we know that we are talking about this phone. A correct understanding or correct word we can use is cell phone or something. But when the two people discussing, they know that they are talking about this device. Even though the word mobile has a different meaning. In the same way, yes, Shastra mein, the Prabhupada is, Narayana Param, is the same word he is mentioning in different way. The word yoga, in many many places you will see the word atma is referred as soul, atman is referred as body, sometimes atma is referred as mind. So same word in the context only acharya can understand. Acharya, the one who has studied the scriptures, the one who knows, in the technical aspect or literal meaning of the word or contextual meaning of the word, the acharyas can explain. And that's why, this Sanskrit word to word translation, what Prabhupada has given us, it helps to understand कि ये क्या हो रहा है इधर, what is happening. So here we see Narayana Paro Yoga, he is all different types of meditation or mysticism. It's meant for that Narayan, Narayana Param Tapa, all the austerities. It's also for achieving Narayan. Narayan Param Jnanam, all the knowledge is also to get the glimpse of the Narayan. And Narayana Paragati, the ultimate destination for all the liberation. The ultimate liberation, the end result is to reach to that Bhagwan realization. ठीक है. So text number 16. The last line in the purport Prabhupada mentions very beautiful in text number 16. That the conclusion is that the Narayan or the personality of Godhead is the ultimate destination for all kinds of yoga systems as well as all kinds of liberation. To reach to that Supreme Lord is the ultimate. And that is what Brahmaji is mentioning to Narad Muni. Chalo, text number 17.
Hare Krishna. तस्यापि द्रष्टुरीशस्य कौटसस्य किलात्मनः सृज्यं सृजामि सृष्टोऽहम् ईक्षयैवाभिचोदिता. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Inspired by him only, I discover what is already created by him, Narayana, under his vision as the all-pervading soul, super soul, and I also am created by him only. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
I also am created by him. ये ब्रह्मा जी बोल रहे हैं. I am inspired by him only. Brahma ji is speaking this. I discover what is already created by him. जो भगवान ने already create कर दिया है. And Lord has inspiring me and even myself. I am also created by him only. Purport का first line, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. Even Brahma, the creator of the universe, admits. कौन? Even Brahma, the creator of the universe, admits that he is not the actual creator, but is simply inspired by Lord Narayana. He is saying here. अब देखो शास्त्र में बहुत बार ब्रह्मा जी is saying Lord Krishna is the supreme. Even Shiva has आराध्य नाम Vishnu आराध्य नाम सर्वेषु Vishnu आराधना नाम परा. Even Shivji is mentioning Lord Shri Krishna is the supreme. Brahmaji is mentioning Lord Krishna is the supreme. Great acharyas in our sampradaya, Vaishnava acharyas, learned scholars, everyone, even Narad Muni, everyone is saying how Lord Krishna is the supreme. And many times we see that people are doing discussion sometimes. ये देवता बड़े हैं या ये देवता बड़े हैं. अपने लिए तो सबको ये एक समान है. आपके लिए वो है, हमारे लिए ये है. इंद्रा, चंद्रा, सूर्य, वायु, कृष्णा. Everyone is saying आप जो भी चाहते हो उनको बच सकते हो. People talk. And यहाँ पे देखो people have limited. कितना शास्त्र पढ़ा होगा लोगों ने, कितना टाइम बिताया होगा जो what is mentioned in the scriptures, and they try to come up with their own thoughts. अरे ये होगा, ये बड़े होंगे, इसकी मैं पूजा कर दूं. They want to come to their own conclusion based on very little knowledge, very little ability, or very little research they can do, and they want to. But instead here Brahmaji is accepting, Shivji is expecting same thing. He's accepting that. Narad Muni is accepting. All learned scholars, everyone is establishing the same fact. But how much, how much these people can do, and that's why it is wise to accept the knowledge which is given to us by Brahmaji, the supreme creator, or all these learned scholars. Many times we see uh, two people, अगर कोई दो लोग बात करते हैं कि लैम्बोर्गिनी अच्छी है, टॉप टॉप बेस्ट कार, और फेरारी अच्छी है, Lamborghini is better or Ferrari is better. I think that is topmost car, because Ferrari has this and that and Lamborghini has this and that. Maybe that is better car. ऐसे बात करते हैं. Actually, उनके पास एक साइकिल खरीदने का भी पैसा नहीं है. That person is completely broke. Has not even purchased a cycle in life. उसका उतना भी हैसियत नहीं है, और बात करते हैं Lamborghini और Ferrari की. But afford ही कार्ड नहीं कर सकते. In the same way, the person जो, if you see sometimes people talk, हम बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए जाते थे, अभी तो बहुत कम हो गया है, लेकिन पहले रास्ते में तो when we give a book to someone's hand, अरे आपके लिए ये भगवत गीता है, ठीक है, कृष्णा ने बोला, हमारे लिए दूसरे कोई, हम उनको बसते हैं, हम इनको सुनने की जरूरत नहीं, बाकी ये है वो है, ये भगवान है, ये भगवान है, सब 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 ठीक है. आई सेड that I used to say when I used to go, कि भगवान कौन है वो बाद में डिसाइड करेंगे, पहले आप कौन हो वो तो बताओ. डू वी इवन नो दैट हु वी आर? हम ये शरीर नहीं है, हम आत्मा है. खुद का साइकिल लेने का हैसियत नहीं, और लैम्बोर्गिनी फेरारी की बात करते हैं. विष्णु बड़े, कृष्णा बड़े, नारायण बने, ये देवी देवता कौन बड़ा, उसके बारे में बात करते हैं. अरे पहले अंडरस्टैंड द डिफरेंस बिटवीन बॉडी एंड सोल, कि हम कौन है. हम पार्ट एंड पार्सल जीवात्मा है, यहाँ पे फंसे पड़े हैं. वी आर पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ दैट लॉर्ड श्री कृष्णा. ममई वंश जीव लोके जीव भूता सनातन. सो द पॉइंट इज, पीपल डोंट नो हु दे ओन. खुद कौन है वो पता नहीं, और भगवान कौन है उनके रिसर्च में चलते हैं. एंड मेनी टाइम्स दे वांट टू डू देयर ओन रिसर्च. मैं खुद पढ़ूंगा, मैं खुद समझूंगा, और इतने क्वेश्चंस करते हैं इन आर्ग्यूमेंटिव वे एज वेल, नॉट इन अ humble pranipati way, to understand but they will try to argue. मैं पढ़ूंगा, मैं रिसर्च करूंगा, और तब जाके ही मैं मानूंगा कि कौन. मुझे पढ़ना है, मुझे वेदास पढ़ूंगा, उपनिषद पढ़ूंगा, पूरा सारे पुराणास पढ़ूंगा, इतिहास मैं सारा रीड करूंगा, फिर जाके मैं कंक्लूजन आऊंगा. दिस इज लाइक अगर किसी ने मच्छर काट लिया इंडिया में और मलेरिया हो गया, तो बोले मुझे रिसर्च करना है, कौन से मच्छर ने मुझे काटा, कहाँ से आया था, खिड़की में से आया कि दरवाजे में से आया, कैसे आया, कहाँ पे बैठा, क्यों मुझे काटा, और उसके काटने से मुझे मलेरिया क्यों हुआ. और फिर जाके मैं स्कूल में एडमिशन लूंगा, मैं ईयर 12 तक पढ़ाई करूंगा, मेडिसिन पढ़ूंगा, फिर जाके उसका क्योर क्या है, आई विल फाइंड आउट द क्योर ऑफ दैट मलेरिया, फिर मैं दवाई बनाऊंगा, और फिर मैं जाके क्योर हो जाऊंगा. दिस इज लाइक दैट. तब तक वो रहेगा भी नहीं मलेरिया. यू कांट. द बेस्ट thing the intelligent person will do, he will accept the learned scholars like the doctors. They have spent their time, they have utilized their energy, and they have invented this medicine for malaria or whatever it is, and accept that, and dawai kha lo, aage badho. And what will happen when they accept it, and when they are cured by the disease of malaria, they can गेट द रियलाइजेशन, हाँ वो जो बता रहे थे वो सही था, हाँ वो उन्होंने जो रिसर्च किया होगा दैट इज राइट, इट सेव्स माय टाइम एंड आई एम क्योर्ड. इन द सेम वे जब हम रियलाइज करते हैं, व्हेन these people, these personalities, what Brahmaji is mentioning here, what other learned scholars, transcendentalists are mentioning here, when it saves our time, and when we accept that, we come to the realization later when we just start. So here, what is mentioned by Brahmaji is, he is, I am inspired by him only. I discover what is already created by that Lord. And under his vision, again, this line, under his vision, the all-pervading super soul. Prabhupada is picking this line also in the purport and explaining a lot that super soul. But Brahmaji ne kaise banaya? He is saying now that I created what was already created by him. Bhagwan ne jo banaya tha, wo I created again. So Prabhupada picks up that super soul aspect which is mentioned in the translation, and he is explaining that super soul inspired Brahma to create this universe which was already created by the Lord. Kaise? The ingredients was given by the Lord. The blueprint was given by the Lord to Lord Brahma. Even the inspiration was given by the Lord to Lord Brahma, and that's why everything what was created, he just recreated it. Prabhupada writes in the purport that just like Columbus, he did not created America, he discovered America. And Prabhupada writes in the purport that Columbus would have done some devotional service to the Lord, and because of that, Lord in the heart inspired Columbus to discover America. Prabhupada writes in that Columbus would have done some devotional service to the Lord. Because of that, the Paramatma, super soul in the heart, inspired him to discover America. In the same way, connecting with that how by Brahma's meditation, Lord inspired him to do the creation. Prabhupada writes in the same way, Arjuna was also inspired to fight the war. So we also sometimes when we do devotional service, we are also getting inspiration from the Lord that how and what things to do. What we need to have is the desire to do seva, and what needs to be done and how, based on our prayers, Lord super soul in the heart will inspire us to do that specific service. Okay, text number 18.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Canto 2, Chapter 5, Text 18. Sattvam rajastama iti nirgunasya gunastrayaha stiti sarga nirodeshu grihita mayaya vibhoho. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Supreme Lord is pure spiritual form, transcendental to all material qualities, yet for the sake of the creation of the material world and its maintenance and annihilation, he accepts through his external energy the material modes of nature called goodness, passion, and ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So now the question asked by Narad Muni about the creation, explaining, or originally the question asked by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukdev Goswami. It's coming into the context here. If you read the translation in that context, that Narad Muni ne pucha tha कि who is the creator, how do you create, or Parikshit Maharaj ne बोला था describe Lord's creation aspect. Then this translation that Supreme Lord is pure in his spiritual form. Nirguna, the word used is Nirguna. Many times Nirguna, people out of Vaishnava commentary, people Nirguna means koi gun nahi hota. But Vaishnava Acharya is here, or Prabhupada has translated Nirgunasya means of transcendence. That means he is above the three modes. He is above. He is not in the three modes of material nature, just like the living entity. He is above them. He is not affected by the Satagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, Chote, Bhagwan. He is above that. Even devotees, pure devotees are above the three modes. What to talk about the Lord? He is the creator of that. He is also above that. So the question of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, what Narad Muni asked to Brahmaji or Parikshit Maharaj asked to Sukdev Goswami, it is mentioned here that the Supreme Lord is pure spiritual from transcendental to all this. But for the sake of creation of this material world and the maintenance and the annihilation, if you see the translation, yet for the sake of creation of the material world, maintenance and annihilation, he accepts, Lord accepts through his external energy the three modes of material nature, mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. The Supreme Lord is pure, original. But ye iske liye, Prabhupada writes a beautiful analogy that sometimes the sun, in the purport Prabhupada is mentioning this, sometimes the sun will, because of the sunlight and the effect of sun, the water evaporation happens and the dark cloud is being formed. Dark cloud, the rain cloud hota hai, it is being formed, and that dark cloud may जो नीचे होता है cloud के नीचे, for example we are here, the cloud is above us, so we are under that cloud, but the sun above the cloud is not affected by that cloud. समझ रहे हो कि नहीं? The sun is not affected by the dark cloud because sun is above, but the person under it is affected by the dark cloud. In the same way, Lord makes these three modes of material nature, but Lord is above the three modes, so Lord is not affected, but the living entities or the creation which is under that three modes of material nature, they are affected. Lord is not affected by them. It's very technical. Sometimes we hear material energy is temporary. हमने बार-बार सुना है ना, दुखालयम अशाश्वतम. This material energy is temporary and spiritual energy is eternal. We have heard that many times. और सत चित आनंद में जो सत aspect है. But एक्चुअली देखा जाए तो मटेरियल, देयर इज नथिंग लाइक मटेरियल एनर्जी. इवन मटेरियल एनर्जी is also spiritual energy of Krishna, because it is energy of Krishna. And if you see, energy can neither be created or not be destroyed. जो भगवान की शक्ति है, जो energy है, how can that energy be destroyed? So how can that energy be temporary? It is also. But we say material world is temporary or material energy is temporary. Because how is it possible? It is created by Krishna. It is Krishna's energy. Daivi hi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. Daivi esha, this divine energy of mine, it is very difficult to overcome, which is comprising of these three modes of material nature. So Krishna is also saying, कई बार हमें लगता है कि ये भौतिक जगत और वो आध्यात्मिक जगत, हम बोलते हैं कि material world or spiritual world, but it's like an oxymoron. There is nothing like material. Everything comes from Krishna. Everything is Krishna's energy. So everything is spiritual. But it is our consciousness, our conditioning, if we cannot relate that particular thing or the creation with Krishna, then it becomes material. Otherwise, it is spiritual. Just like a car. गाड़ी है तो गाड़ी इज अभी कोई मंदिर में भगवान का महाप्रसाद होगा तो पर्सन विल थिंक, ओ दिस इज कंप्लीटली स्पिरिचुअल ट्रांसेंडेंटल महाप्रसाद, बट द गाड़ी है, ओ दिस इज मटेरियल, पीपल सी. बट if we see car as the energy of Krishna or the creation of Krishna, which can be utilized in the service of Krishna, that is spiritual. There is, or even जनरली हम क्या होता है, मंदिर जाते हैं तो मंदिर में आके स्पिरिचुअल प्लेस है, टेम्पल इज अ स्पिरिचुअल प्लेस, और नेक्स्ट डोर नेबर का घर होता है वो, there is non-devotee staying there on the next door neighbor, we call it a material place, and temple is a spiritual place. But how come there is a material place? In fact, at the end, everything is created by Lord. So if we can't see, or if a person living in the house cannot connect with Krishna or connect that energy of Krishna with in the service of Krishna, then it becomes a material. Otherwise, it is all spiritual. So all these three modes of material nature abhi धीरे धीरे आगे आएगा. More detail will come. Okay, 19 and 20 together.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Text 19. कार्य कारण कर्तृत्वे द्रव्य ज्ञान क्रियाश्रया बध्नन्ति नित्यधा मुक्तं मायिनं पुरुषं guna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. These three modes of material nature being further manifested as a matter, knowledge and activities put the eternally transcendental living entity under conditions of cause and effect and make him responsible for such activities. Hare Krishna.
And 20.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Sayesh Bhagavan Lingaiस्थિभिर् एतैरदोक्षजः स्वलक्षितागतेर् ब्रह्मन् सर्वेषां भमचेश्वरः. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. O Brahmana Narada, the superseer, the transcendent Lord is beyond the perception of the material senses of the living entities because of the above mentioned three modes of nature. But he is the controller of everyone, including me. Thank you.
So because of these three modes of material nature, people cannot see or people cannot approach this Lord. So it's the discussion of these three modes of material nature. जो सतोगुण, रजोगुण और तमोगुण है, उसकी वजह से वो भगवान को अप्रोच नहीं कर पाते, because they are under the influence of that. ठीक है. The important lesson, sorry, time is up, only 2 minutes left. The important practical learning point and lesson, here, that how Lord Brahmaji was inspired by Lord Shri Krishna, and he was, as a Paramatma, he was guided to do this specific service. From this, I have taken the learning point or practical application as Hamdi. We also somehow, when we pray to Lord, whatever service opportunity we get, that is also a super soul. भगवान हमको आशीर्वाद के रूप में वो सेवा का मौका देते हैं. Lord is inspiring us, Lord is blessing us by giving this opportunity. कोई भी हो, जैसे मंदिर में कोई सेवा का हमको मौका मिलता है, कभी भक्ति वृक्षा में जाके भक्तों का संग करने का मौका मिलता है. Sometimes we associate with devotees. Sometimes we are assigned one particular service to do something. We have to be very careful in understanding कि this is Lord has inspired us. Lord has given this opportunity to do this service, or Lord has given this opportunity to associate with these devotees. We have to understand with that mood कि भगवान ने दिया है. वी हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल. इफ वी टेक इट कैजुअली, व्हाट हैपेंस, जैसे बोलते हैं ना, लक्ष्मी चंचल होती है, आती है फिर जाती है. इन द सेम वे दिस अपॉर्चुनिटीज आल्सो to associate with devotees or to do some service also, that is also very rare. If we are not careful, that will go away. जैसे हमें कोई सेवा का मौका मिला है फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एंड इफ वी आर नॉट टेकिंग केयर प्रॉपरली, हम अच्छे से सेवा नहीं करते, हम लाइटली ले लेते हैं, कैजुअल ले लेते हैं, तो क्या होता है, लॉर्ड हैज गिवन द अपॉर्चुनिटी बट वी डिडंट डू प्रॉपरली. सो लॉर्ड कैन टेक दैट ऑल्सो कि भाई इफ यू आर नॉट रियलाइजिंग. जैसे भक्तों का संग फॉर एग्जाम्पल, कोई भक्ति वृक्षा में जाता है या हमारा जो एसोसिएशन वीकली होता है उसमें कोई मिलता है, एंड ए पर्सन इज कमिंग, बट इफ ए पर्सन डजंट टेक इट सीरियसली द एसोसिएशन ऑफ दोज डिवोटीज, वो लाइटली ऐसे ही चलो ठीक है, ये फ्राइडे चले गए, नेक्स्ट फ्राइडे किसी के घर पे बाहर डिनर पे जाना है तो नहीं जाते, फिर नेक्स्ट टाइम गए, फिर 2-3 नहीं, 2 फ्राइडेज नहीं गए. इफ ए पर्सन टेक्स कैजुअल अप्रोच टू द एसोसिएशन ऑफ डिवोटीज और टू द अपॉर्चुनिटी गिवन टू देम, एंड इफ ए पर्सन डजंट, अच्छे से ध्यान नहीं रखता, देन द लॉर्ड कैन टेक ऑल्सो. एंड वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि जो हमें अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है वो हमेशा नहीं रहेगी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वी आर एबल टू डू सम सर्विस इन द एसोसिएशन ऑफ डिवोटीज. जैसे भक्तों के संग में हम भक्ति वृक्षा में जाते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो 50 साल 80 साल तक ऐसे ही फ्राइडे शाम को भक्ति वृक्षा होता रहेगा, हम आते रहेंगे और ऐसे ही प्रसाद होगा और हम थोड़ा सुनेंगे हो जाएंगे. इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी देयर फॉर एवर. सो वेन एवर वी हैव दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी टू डू सम सर्विस, और हमको जो भगवान ने भक्तों का संग दिया है, बाय द इंस्पिरेशन दिया है, वी हैव टू ग्रैस्प, जितना हो सके उतना सीरियसली लेके उसका फायदा उठाना चाहिए, भक्ति में आगे बढ़ना चाहिए, क्योंकि इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी देयर फॉर एवर, एंड इफ वी डोंट टेक इट with full importance, then we are only going to lose, because that opportunity will not last long for us. I hope making sense. आप लोग समझ रहे हो, आई एम ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन कि जो भी हमें सेवा का मौका मिला है, भगवान जो भी हमें मौका दिया है, हमको उसका भक्ति के लिए फायदा उठाना बहुत जरूरी है. ध्यान से वी हैव टू गिव फुल सिग्निफिकेंस एंड इम्पोर्टेंस टू दैट. अगर लाइक, और भक्तों के साथ में भी, अगर फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ वी आर गिवन ब्लेस्ड बाय द एसोसिएशन ऑफ सम डिवोटीज, तो उनके साथ हम कैसे बिहेव करते हैं, it is very important, how we take care, because if we don't behave properly, Krishna will take the association away from us. अभी 6 महीना 12 महीना किसी के साथ हम भक्ति वृक्षा में कोई सीनियर डिवोटी के साथ एसोसिएशन करेंगे, बट इफ वी आर नॉट taking care of that devotee properly, if we are not behaving, or our attitude is not good with that person, then Krishna will take that opportunity of us to get association of that devotees. So all the things, our services hai, paraphernalia hai, devotees hai, bhakto ka sang hai, or even the programs, we take it, we understand this is a service given to us, and we give this utmost respect, utmost importance to that. If we don't take it properly, Krishna can take away as well. ठीक है? All right, we'll stop at text number 20. We'll start from 21 tomorrow. Now the process from 21 actual creation starts. Yes. Anyone? Anything?
Prabhu, what is the marginal form of the potencies of Lord? They're internal, external, and there is a marginal one. Could you explain that one for me?
Yes. So internal is the spiritual energy, material is the external energy, and the living entities are the marginal energy, because it is our choice. Given the example before, हम बीच पे जाते हैं, it is our choice कि हम पानी में पाँव रखें या सैंड में पाँव रखें, either this side or that side. तटस्थ, इसीलिए बोलते, तट means bank, stha means situated. So marginal means we, the living entity, have the choice. If we are in Krishna consciousness, we can go into the spiritual energy. If we decide to forget Krishna and lord it over to the external energy of Krishna, then we are on the material side. That's why it's called living entities are the marginal energy. Anyone else? All right. Thank you, dear devotees. आज Friday है, so Saturday, Sunday आराम कर लेना. Monday we might do a little recap of this chapter and we'll start again. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Hare
everyone.
Krishna.